Hi everybody, it's been a couple months since I last updated. I'm Dodie with Fast Food Addict No More. I had the duodenal switch surgery on December 8th, 2017 in Mexico with Dr. Lopez at ALO Bariatrics. My starting weight was 270 pounds, and that was in October of 2017. My day of surgery weight, again, December 8th, was 242.8 pounds. So between my highest and surgery weight, there was 27.2 pound loss. The weight today is 136 pounds. So since surgery, 107.2 pounds. From my highest to today, 134.4 pound loss. So I'm very, very close to my halfway mark of being half of my original self of 135. I still have a stomach. My legs are pencil-y, very small. My shoulders and arms are getting smaller. My biggest area again is my tummy area, and a little bit still left on my hips, but not very much. I feel a lot of bone everywhere. So I think maybe 10 more pounds and I should be at goal. I will kind of see how it goes. Things have been pretty hectic. Had quite a bit going on. My weight loss is still there, which is great. Just getting back to the weight loss, my stats are daily, I am losing 0.32 pounds on average. Weekly, I'm losing 2.24 pounds, and then monthly, 10.34 pounds. So even with losing at a slower pace, I still have, I'm noticing more of the saggy skin. Normally, when I stand up, again, I don't have a butt. It's just very, very flat. And there's just a lot of skin. But what do you expect? 135 pounds lost. Maybe it'll continue to bounce back. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. So that's always a good thing as well. And my arms, they're still a little bit big or, hanging, but not that bad. I don't know if you can really tell in the shirt, but I'm just sitting in the garage. So a couple updates on me. Let's see, in the last 2 months, I've been having shots for my lower spine. So I got into a specialist for that. The first spine specialist I seen told me that an MRI wasn't needed. He said that I was just fat, and the overhang of my stomach area was just causing pressure on my back, and so I just needed to continue losing weight, physical therapy, exercise. Then I was able to finally get an MRI, went to a different doctor. She confirmed that I had some bulging discs, a disc tear, as well as severe arthritis in my lower lumbar. And I did 2 rounds of shots, so a month apart, one in October and one in November. It haven't seemed to help much. Since then, I have also been having very high liver enzymes. Several of my blood work, they've just continued going up instead of going down. Having an increased liver enzymes is very natural as you're going through the stage of weight loss. And what was concerning to my doctors were the fact that they've been high for 2 years, even though I've been losing weight kind of at a slow, steady pace. The enzymes were going down, but then they spiked way back up. And that was 2 years, and I've only been in the losing stage for a year. So my doctor, at first I convinced him not to do a ultrasound on my liver, and because they were starting to go down, but then after I got something on my eye. We got the next blood work, they went back up. So he's like, no, you're getting an ultrasound. Came back with the fatty liver. Some of the things that I've noticed with the fatty liver, if I take medications, or if I try to drink or something, sometimes it just hits me, just very painful in my rib area, and just I can't breathe. The pain is just so horrible. This has happened a couple times with taking one medication that was prescribed for my lower back when it first became an issue and I couldn't walk, was Tylenol with codeine. And I always start out with taking half a dose. The first time that I took a full dose, I was in bed and I started getting a shortness of breath, I couldn't breathe very well. And then just the tightening in my chest and under my ribs just went around to my back, my shoulders. I had to get up out of bed. I was just grasping, and the pain was so intense and horrible. I thought maybe I was having a heart attack. I didn't know. It was just horrible. It didn't last for too long, maybe 10 minutes. So by the time I would have got dressed and got into the car to go to the hospital or call an ambulance or something, it was on the downhill. It wasn't as intense. So I just didn't know what it was. The second time that happened, it was a weekend, and I was passing a kidney stone. So I was laying on the couch, and I pass a lot of kidney stones for 20 years. So normally I can do it without taking any medication, but it was close to passing, and the pain was just consistent. So I decided I'm going to take it. I have to take something for this, and drink lots of water and try to push it through. Well, I was laying on the couch and it happened again. And so I put two and two together that's what it was. Luckily I had an inhaler from when I had a cold, and I did that, and that was, I don't know, calmed me enough to be able to breathe, and I assumed that it was just maybe an allergic reaction to the codeine. I wasn't sure. So that was the first weird thing. And then I passed that kidney stone, not an issue. When I just before Thanksgiving, I was passing another kidney stone, and with this kidney stone, it had been stuck for a couple days. That I knew that I had to go to the emergency room, and the way that the doctors work is so weird. It takes you forever to get into an appointment with your urologist, sometimes weeks, and then they will then send you for a CT scan to see what's going on. That can take a couple days, and where this had already been stuck for probably 4 days, best thing to do, go to the emergency room, get the CT scan, maybe get some relief, and then also we'll know where the stone is, how big it is, if there's multiple, and then I might be able to do an emergency surgery or something to get it out. So I went, and they gave me morphine and Toradol. The Toradol is an anti-inflammatory that will help reduce, it's supposed to help. And I've taken that for probably 20 years, off and on. You're only supposed to take it for 5 days at most, and it just can help with kidney stone pain and the inflammation. Well, I was there for about an hour, had the CT scan, and then all of a sudden I started having this that attack again. And my daughter was there with me, and we were trying to find the little button to push to get somebody in there. They came in, they didn't know what was going on. My blood pressure spiked up, My blood pressure when I went in was, pretty normal, 120. It's actually been very low. Um, 100 over 70, which is, I'm usually 177 over 120. I've had horrible blood pressure for years, but it has been low. Anyway, it spiked up. They came in, did an EKG on me. As they were doing the EKG, I was having another one. It wasn't as intense. They kept just saying, breathe through the pain. And then the EKG was normal, so they just chalked it up to me having a reaction on the morphine. Then I was able to, they sent me home, said if that happens again, call 911. But again, it doesn't last very long. So like 10 minutes of the most horrible pain, worse than the kidney stone pain, and not being able to breathe. By the time, I called 911 and they were to get there, it's over. So I kind of chuckled at that. The next, on the way home, I was able to call. They had a cancellation at the urologist, and I was able to get in the next day, or on a Tuesday. I went to ER on a Friday, so I had to make it through the weekend. They had prescribed Percocet for me to get me through the weekend, 3 days worth. So I was able to get into the urologist on a Tuesday. When I was home, I would take just half of a Percocet to try to keep the pain below the threshold where I can actually handle it. But I kept expressing, I've got the fatty liver, I got to be careful of what I take. I have been seeing the gastroenterologist or liver specialist, and he had me get off of all vitamins, all supplements, and had me retest my liver enzymes. And he said that a lot of the supplements that you take through the vitamins, they have extra things in there that could be causing issues with the liver as well. Plus, where I'm still losing, I'm not at a steady weight at this point. That could be affecting it. So we're just kind of watching it, playing it by ear. But I don't remember where I was going with that. Anyway, when I went to the ER, I expressed the fatty liver, and maybe it was just the reaction was due to that, too high of a dose or something. And then when I got home, taking those half of pills, I was okay until I bit one in half. And when I bit it in half, I didn't bite it quite in half. It was a little bit larger. And when I took that one, I had another reaction to that, which is crazy. When I'm taking just half, smaller doses, more frequent, I'm fine. But if I take a higher, regular dose, I have the reaction. So I'll talk to the gastroenterologist or the liver doctor when I see him this Friday. Anyway, I went and had my kidney stone surgery, so they have, now that I'm allergic to all those pain medications that I never had an issue with before, other than just throwing up. But it's now in my file, and other than that, let's see, I think getting ready for Christmas. Still have not been able to go back to work. I've been doing some side things. One of the things that I started to do, my husband asked me to make him a weighted blanket because he suffers from anxiety, and so I made him a weighted blanket. And then my girls wanted one, so I made them weighted blankets. And then it's just come to where I posted them on Facebook and Instagram, and a lot of people wanted them. So, friends and family, and then kept asking me about prices. So I started to, get a price schedule, and I've just been busy doing that. The great thing about doing it here at home is I can do it for 45 minutes and then sit down and rest for a while, and then get up and do it again. So I can do it on my time. I can sew at 2 o'clock in the morning if I can't sleep at night because I, can't get comfortable or whatever. So it's been keeping me busy. For Christmas, I've got like 10 orders, and I'm starting to get orders from people that I don't know, which is pretty exciting on that. But then they're fun to do. They're therapeutic for me. It keeps me busy, so I'm not, thinking about my low back pain or whatever. But I'm excited at my progress so far. Again, 135 pounds down. I'm weighing 135.6 was the lowest on the scale. So 135.6, and then today I was 136. So I keep fluctuating back and forth. I'm excited to actually do numbers and in inches. I don't know what pair of pants I wear yet. I've been able to get into some size small tops, but I still like to wear them a little bit looser and longer. And my outfit consists of pretty much leggings. They're nice and comfortable. They stretch, and the jeans that I get, it seems like they fit for one day and then they're falling off the next day. So my stomach was the only thing holding a lot of them up, and the backs were baggy. So I'm excited to finally start losing that, so I can actually see what size pants I'm in, and we'll kind of keep going with the goal. I've already hit my doctor's goal for me, my primary care doctor's goal, and but again, losing that extra roll, again, it's getting much smaller. It's pretty exciting to see and feel, even though there's the loose skin. But I'm happy. I'm very happy that I made the decision. And then plastics maybe down the road. My husband keeps saying if I can have a good year of, he's an artist on the side, and some years are so much better than other years, and it's like, if I can have a great year, then we'll go and get your plastics done. And he says it for me because he sees that I might be a little bit worried about it, but maybe in the future we'll see what happens. I still want to, be at goal and be maintaining before I think a little bit more about that. But hope everybody is doing well. I know that I don't do a lot of posts and updates. I just don't have a lot of followers, so nobody's gonna miss me is kind of how I feel. But at the same time, somebody might come on later on and start watching through the feeds and want an update. So I'm doing this again for me. I've seen a few videos that I was always curious, oh, what happened? Are you still doing well? Or do an update, let us know. So that's kind of why I'm here. And then in December 8th, on my surgery, I'll come back and maybe do some actually side-by-side pictures, as well as inches lost, which is pretty exciting. All right, well, you guys take care. Bye.